I am Ygoce Karigu. I am a visual artist. I was born in Dagoretti. I went to school in Lavington Primary. That is where I first started doing my arts. We had art and craft classes. The few teachers would guide me. That's where I got my inspiration from mostly. I went to Kembu High School. I also found out a little bit in arts, in drawing and design. I ended up doing a Bachelor of Science in Hospitality in KU. In my art life, I've been able to do different forms of art. For the visual art, I started back in primary school. When I could see my father doing his art, I could also at times steal his paintings and his pencils and do my own works. Back then, in primary school, there were art and craft competitions. For the Kiwi art and craft competitions, I really used to take part in those, and I'm thankful for some of my teachers. I can remember Mr. Mbote, Mr. Abdi. They used to give me their whole art and craft labs, me and a few of my fellow pupils. We could even skip classes and spend most of the afternoon there doing some artworks, and in most cases, that group of us, we ended up scooping awards. And when I was at home, I could stay at a relative's woodwork workshop. That's why I got to see different forms of woodwork, and I got really interested in it. So when I was not in school, I was there. I could do some handiwork for him, and I learned about the tools and a few fixtures here and there. And eventually I decided maybe I could do something about the arts. For the set designs, I've been doing some set designs that I incorporated it from my hospitality, where I was telling you about the interior design. I came to see I could incorporate different forms of art into a kind of different set. If you have you want a certain ambience, you have a different theme, I could replicate that theme for you depending on your ideas. Another challenge for art was you could not just sell art. So I came up with an idea of functional art, where I develop items that could be used at home and still serve a purpose as art. Those include things like recycling chapati pans and turning them into key consoles, where you put your keys when you get into the house. Designer mirror frames, not just mirror frames that you put in your house, but the frames come with a unique touch, like the tailor's mirror. And I've done other mirror frames, antique ones. My first piece was actually a mirror. I also do aquariums on orders. I've done my own aquarium and a few more aquariums. I also have done metalworks. Then there's the indoor gardening. I love nature and I'm a flower person. So I've also tapped into that. I've combined pottery and gardening, where I buy some pots and add value to them in terms of painting and give them a good soft finish, and now plant plants in them, which I later on sell to the market. Over the years, the market has become more commercial. People want to walk into stores and buy furniture, whether it's tables, beds. That has made it a challenge for the local artist who's working hard to compete with big commercial companies. As he produces 2 pieces or 3 pieces per day, commercial companies are able to produce large quantities of these pieces and hence have a lower selling price as opposed to the local artisan. Another challenge is plastic. People have gone the plastic way, so people no longer really have a sense of touch with natural materials like wood, buying natural flowers. People nowadays buy plastic flowers because they don't need to be cared for. If you have a natural flower, you'll need to tend to it at least thrice or twice a week. That means you need to give your time to the flower. But a plastic flower, you can wipe it after 7 months. So it has come to bring a challenge to the artist, whereby we're not selling more items as we would be selling. That's a challenge to the government, where the government allows influx of foreign goods without safeguarding the artist. That needs to be checked. I ended up, or rather managed to set up a cafe, and that was my first project that I would say in interior design, where I refurbished my own cafe from an old setup to a new setup. I would say that is one of my first interior design projects. I've been able to hold a few art exhibitions. In 2019, I co-hosted an art exhibition with a few artists and it was a success. I displayed about 7 exhibits and all of them sold out. And I'm really proud of myself. It's very rare for an artist to have an exhibit that is sold out, especially it being the first, where people don't know you in the market. That was really a mover for me. 2020 came and the pandemic came, and I thought maybe it would be a game changer, and for sure it was a game changer. No more exhibitions, no more socializing. So like when I'm about to sprout, the system is bringing everything down. But that said, I was also able to do a set design for Roysambo Festival. It was an online show. It was quite successful, and that has given me a platform where currently in this year, I was able to do a show for NIMPA, that is Nairobi Institute of Music and Performing Arts. The students had a show and they called me and I did a set design for them. I've been published in different newspaper articles like the People's Daily for 2019. I was featured by Nafsi Huru. Currently on the set design, I'm working with Konnect Hub, which comprises of different artists. Right now I'm working with the photographers to create visual photographs of the African culture, mainly the Kenyan culture, so that we can use those photographs in set designs, in interior design, and also to sell a message to the new generation about our culture. On my future endeavors, I plan to open a school for various artists, different forms of artists, where people are welcome to share and display their art, as well as offer scholarships. Because I know outside there, the artist is there, but he doesn't have a platform. If I had a platform when I was younger, I would have come further than I have by now. With all that said and done, art has been resourceful for me. It has been able to put bread on my table. With a combination of my education and the art, the sky is the limit. Because if you love what you do, then automatically you live a happy life.